without power for over 2 hours, as I predicted. Around 6:15, I said, we're going to lose power, possibly. And at 6:35, we lost power. And so 2 hours later, we still don't have power. We probably won't have power until tomorrow morning. The crews are not going to go out there right now in the storm and fix the power. I'm not really worried about it. I don't really have anything in the refrigerator that can spoil or that I'm really worried about. I've got plenty of ice in the freezer part. Just keep it closed. It's good for 8 hours. And it's only been a little over 2. I'll keep an eye on it. Worst case scenario, I gotta throw out $30 worth of food. No big deal. I plan on this year round. I've been dealing with hurricanes since 1979, since I was a little kid when I first moved to Florida. And it kills me to hear a lot of people that aren't even from this country, that aren't even from the United States, that have never lived in Florida, that have never experienced hurricanes, especially realtors. A lot of stupid realtors out there in the state of Florida giving a lot of misinformation when it comes to how to prepare for hurricanes when they don't even know themselves. And they live in the inner city, away from the coastline. They have no clue. They have no attachment to hurricanes. And most of them don't understand it. Unless you live in the Florida Keys, unless you're from Florida, you really don't know much about hurricanes. Unless you've dealt with them for a long time. Unless meteorology is your hobby, and or you've taken courses, and or you happen to have a degree in meteorology. That's the kind of people I listen to. I like listening to people that know more than I do. And a lot of people look to me for advice, and I'm confident with the advice that I give. But I certainly don't think I know everything, and I know what I don't know. And the last thing you're going to do is see me shooting from the hip and tell anyone how to prepare for a hurricane. You know, you can give some basic generic advice, stock up on plenty of food and water, canned goods, snacks, things of that nature, and realize that power is going to go out. You don't want to have a lot of different things that are going to rot. But at the same time, I notice a lot of people giving it bad advice on how to prepare for hurricanes, but none of them own a generator. None of them. None of them own a generator. None of them have, and none of them talked about generator. None of them talked about gas grills. None of them talked about solar power, alternative generators. I mean, in today's world, everybody knows about generators. Everybody knows about solar backup power, portable Jackery. A Jackery is the best thing to have right now. It's been charging up, plugged in while you had power. Now you don't have power, and or it was charging from the solar. You're good to go. You're good to go, and that's all you need. All you need. You need a good charcoal grill, a good gas grill, a good gas generator, a couple of good solar generators, plenty of food and water. And it doesn't matter what kind of food you have. You can eat all day on anything you want, and you can keep your food frozen and refrigerated with today's portable AC/DC refrigerators that are out there on the market. So, you got to be careful who you take advice from and how they tell you to prepare for a hurricane when they don't know anything about hurricanes and they don't know anything about the technology that's available out there and they've never been camping, you know. It's just amazing all the alternative power and the alternative cooking methods that are out there that you shouldn't have to worry about food spoiling during a hurricane. You should have adequate refrigeration throughout the time that you don't have power because of the technology that's available and the variety. Like I said, you can use gas, charcoal, solar. So you've got many different methods of power sources that are alternative to the electric grid. Just remember that during a storm. Prepare 365 days a year for a hurricane, especially if you live in Florida. That's my recommendation. Prepare 365 days a year. I mean, a couple of glow sticks will do you no harm, you know? Break out, always keep a few glow sticks laying around. Go buy those dollar solar lamps. Right now, I've got about 5 solar lamps in my house. Plenty of light. I've got 2 cars that I keep my phones charged up with. It's just, I got a generator for my refrigerator. I'm good to go, you know? I'm just sitting here doing nothing. But these people that prepare at the last second or give terrible advice, it just amazes me. Absolutely amazes me. I don't listen to anybody when it comes to hurricanes. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. I've got my 365 day a year hurricane plan in place. I know more about hurricanes than most people. I am constantly researching and studying hurricanes. I also study typhoons in the Pacific, specifically in the Philippines. I'm a hurricane and typhoon junkie. I study those. I study them. I definitely have aggressively studied hurricanes and typhoons for the last 30 years. A lot of it has to do with the technology that's available. Computers have made it easy in the past 30 years to analyze and study past and present hurricanes and future forecasts and trends. There were things that I know that a lot of other people don't know. Hurricane Milton, as I predicted, it was going to make a southeast jog before it made landfall, and it did. That eye wall definitely took a southeast jog before it made landfall. Not a lot, but it definitely did, like most of them do. But this one's moving through the state of Florida pretty quickly. We can be thankful for that. 16 miles an hour is a pretty good pace, and it's dissipating and losing strength as it goes across. But it's definitely going through the middle of Florida, and it's going to produce a lot of flooding and wind damage and power outages. Like I said, I'm really far away from the storm. I was surprised that I lost power so quickly, but it depends on where you live in Florida, you know. One power pole can change everything. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but that's Woody right there. And Spider-Man. I forget what the other guy's called. X-Man, I think. Guys are holding down the fort. Keeping it real. Ooh, you can't get too close, can you? Has an effect on the phone, I guess, somehow. All right, keep it back there. That's pretty wild, though. Wow. Oh, is that okay? That's an anomaly. An anomaly. Yeah, man. You take a can of beans and you grab yourself a lighter and you hold that lighter underneath them beans. Damn it, them beans is going to get hot real fast. I'll tell you that right now. What you want to do is you want to take about half of those beans out the can, put a little water in there, and then you put that damn can over that lighter. Them beans gonna get hot real fast. I'll tell you what, you got you some hot beans right there. Just don't burn your finger on the lighter. Don't take long. Ain't nothing like a can of warm beans over a hot fire. All right, I'm going to say a quick prayer silently, and maybe the power will come back on. What do you think, folks? Can anybody out there? It's been like 2.5 hours now, I think. Almost 3 hours, no power. I guess it's time to get desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But I know the power's not going to come back on. I don't think they're out there working on it. I just don't think so. I know I wouldn't want to go out there and work on it. Too dangerous. You can't work at night on power poles in the wind and rain and gusts. You just can't do it. Getting up on these lift trucks, it's impossible. It's just a fact. You can't expect instant gratification. But you can sure pray for it. It don't hurt. Damn, I just had a little gust of wind. It's a little chilly out there. I'm gonna have to end this live stream. I gotta charge up my phone, swap them out.